Greetings, CATDC. Teaching and leading in our schools is more complicated than ever. And if you are a senior administrator charged with supporting faculty and even other administrators to do their best, be their best, and continue to grow, well, you have a lot to hold. And while your role may be a unique one at your school site, there is no need to do this work alone. Our ongoing group for experienced administrators this year is led by Stella Beale, Dean of Faculty at Marin Academy, and Nasif Iskander, Assistant Head and Dean of Faculty at UHS. And they've joined me today to talk about some of the specific challenges faced by those in charge of hiring, mentoring, and professional growth of faculty, and ways their program can be helpful. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So you've both been long-term supporters of CATDC, and can you tell me more about the genesis of this program? What inspired you to lead this learning with us this year?
Well, you're right, Lisa. CATDC and before that BATDC has been an organization that I have leaned on since I arrived in California almost a decade ago. And someone else that I have leaned on since I arrived in California a decade ago is Nasif. So when I was thinking about, what was it that enabled me to do this job, Dean of Faculty, in the way that I do, there, really two answers: CATDC and folks like Nasif. You are right. I am the only Dean of Faculty at the school, and it has so often been other people in other schools who've supported me as I'm trying to figure out not only the big picture, but also the day-to-day. And so Nasif and I got together to try to think about how we could formalize just a little bit the kind of support that I know that I've benefited from.
Yeah, because not only are our roles unique within our schools, but every school is different. And so having partners who can help you understand what your role means within the school, help you identify, where are the growing edges of your school. Those external collaborations are really vital. And I learned just as much from collaborating with Stella and others as she says she learns from me.
That's great to hear. And when I was Dean of Faculty at the Athenian School, I also drew so much strength from you, Nasif. And Stella, I hadn't known you then, but I know that these groups have been so vital for me. Well, what trends are you noticing amongst your faculty at this point that you're willing to share? What is this school year really like, this strange place we find ourselves in between things?
Yeah. Well, this school year is certainly not normal. I think there's a lot that we're excited about at University High School, to be back in person 100% and seeing each other, running into people. But last year and the last 18 months were really, in some ways, a productive disruption for us. And it forced us to break out of habits that we had spent decades wishing we could break out of, around how we structure workload and how we structure time. And we learned a lot of new skills out of necessity. And so our community is really, I think there's a sort of a wide spectrum of people who want things to be like they used to be, and others who want to take advantage of what we've learned and really push forward. And so it's confusing and exciting, and also we're all exhausted from the last 2 years, and so we're trying to sort of find our feet.
That so resonates with me and with our work here at Marin Academy. I think the pandemic and the experience of having to do everything in a way that we had not done before was at once exhausting and exhilarating. And just as you were saying, Nasif, the pandemic for us really acted like a kind of accelerant in some ways, especially with respect to our work in terms of pedagogy and equity. And so I think here at the beginning of this year, I am trying to balance, and I know the faculty here are as well, this desire to sort of press forward with some of the things that we began last year, and also this sort of equal and opposite need to pace ourselves. and to make sure that we remember to breathe and to rest.
Yeah.
As hard as that is. So it's really a both and kind of year. And I'm really seeing that both in the school and when I talk to folks outside of the Marin Academy community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you think, both of you, of gathering folks from beyond your two communities together, deans of faculty and other experienced administrators who hold these roles, what are you hoping that they're going to gain from your time with an ongoing program, 5 sessions together to really dig in?
I think more than anything else, I am looking forward to the experience of being together. It can be really isolating in the roles that we hold in schools, and the opportunity to share with one another, to learn from one another, and to hear someone else reflect something of your experience is just, I think, pretty profound. And so I am so looking forward to that with the group of people who choose to join us.
Yeah, I agree that colleagueship that I'm looking forward to in this program is really important. And I think the opportunity to see yourself in a new way through the eyes of others in the group, and really start to understand, what particular strengths are you bringing to your roles in the school. Thinking about who is on your team as you hear about other people's teams, and how do they complement your strengths, and being able to talk about and explore, what are the, we're all working within a specific cultural and organizational context, and where is your school learning, and where's the enthusiasm in your school, and what are the landmines in your school? And those are things that are, I think, working with others outside of the school could be a real sort of asset in talking through and really identifying those things more clearly. And then, as Stella was saying, building relationships and building partnerships, so that people on this team can be resources for you for years to come.
Thank you both so much for taking this time today, and for the long, wonderful relationships that you have with this organization and with me as well. And for those of you in the CATDC community, I know sometimes when our emails come out, it'd be like, just another thing to do. A workshop is just another thing to put on my long to-do list. But I hope you will see the way that this can provide you with that space to breathe, that space to come together, to get some perspective, to reflect, to connect. That is really unparalleled. So please find out more. You can look at our website about the details about this program and the other programs that we're offering, both ongoing and more intensively. And thank you again, Nasif and Stella, for joining us today.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right.